Hello there. A gentleman by the name of Prism Seeker put a request up on my wall um, where he said, I was wondering if you could talk about the Luke 4:8 issue that a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses cite as a justification of not worshiping Jesus, among others. Well, Prism Seeker, I'm happy to help you out. Luke 4:8, Jesus says, it is written, you must worship the Lord your God and serve only Him. Render sacred service, as the New World Translation would say it. And so with that, a lot of people will say, look, there's Jesus saying, worship the Lord your God and serve only Him. So why then are you as a Trinitarian worshiping Jesus when Jesus laid it down, who is to be worshipped? Well, I want to look at this in context, which I'm really not sure if a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses are doing if they're grabbing this verse and trying to build a doctrine around it. This verse, of course, that Jesus is quoting, it is a quote from the Septuagint version of Deuteronomy 6. Now, God at this point is in Deuteronomy is telling the Israelites what's going to happen when they come into the promised land, and how great things are going to be. Houses are going to be full of good things that you do not fill, wells dug in the rock which you do not dig, vineyards that you did not plant, etc., etc. Um, Beware lest you forget that the Lord your God has brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. And then he says, thou shalt fear the Lord thy God and serve only Him. Thou shalt cleave to Him, and by His name thou shalt swear. And then in verse 14 it says, go ye not after the other gods of the nations around you, for the Lord thy God is in the midst of thee, and He is a jealous God, lest the Lord thy God be very angry with thee, and destroy thee from the face of the earth. So, Deuteronomy 6:13 then is God's commandment, you know, to the Israelites. Do not worship false gods, and you are going to be surrounded by them. Do not worship idols. Do not worship creatures. So that is what the command in Deuteronomy 6:13 is about. And then Jesus, what situation is Jesus in Luke 4:8? You know, this proof text would have a lot more punch if someone had gone up and worshipped Jesus, like when Thomas called Him my Lord and my God. If Jesus rebuked Thomas by saying that, what's happening with Jesus in Luke 4:8? He's being tempted by Satan in the wilderness, and Satan has just offered him all the kingdoms of the world if Jesus would worship him. And Jesus is saying to what? The false god, to the creature, you must worship the Lord your God and serve only Him. In other words, I'm not going to serve you, render sacred service to you. I'm not going to worship you. You are a creature. And that goes expressly against the word of God. So the only in that verse is, worship God only and not creatures. So here's the thing. Jehovah's Witnesses and others would say that Jesus is saying that only God the Father is to be worshipped. Well, here's where it comes down to brass tacks. If Jesus Christ is not a creature, then this verse isn't about not worshiping Him. It's just worshiping God and not creatures. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a video, and I've done some videos already demonstrating that Jesus is Jehovah God of the Old Testament, called Staking the Aryan Vampire. I can put, I'll put some links to those videos in the info bar, and stay tuned for tomorrow. I think I should be able to do it tomorrow, where I demonstrate pretty much beyond a shadow of a doubt that Jesus did claim to be Jehovah God Himself. And I hope you'll tune in, and I hope this helped you out.